Alrighty, so, and here's the tournament starting up now. Let's get that timer rolling.
Right.
30 minutes.
Zach's going first. He's using Mysterious Tail. Finds Battle VIP Pass, the only target there.
The best target, yeah.
Probably going to slam it for what? Greninja Ralts? If Greninja's in deck.
So we're seeing the Ralts, Curlia coming to the front. We're just getting our counts up right now. What is that? A Zacian?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
Zacian V. I think he prized Ninja, so now he doesn't know what to grab off of the second target.
And taking a look at Zach's list, too, that he wrote on a piece of notebook paper, there is no Hisuian Heavy Ball in the list either. So we're going to have to find Greninja. We're going to go digging in those prizes for it. But this is a very strong start still, no matter what. You get a free search of your entire deck, and you just get to put 2 basic Pokemon into play immediately. We're going to go... No, you can't do that.
Can't get Mirage up yet, but...
That'd be broken, but... So we have 2 routes, rather.
2 Ralts. He's probably going to look for the Mirage Step on the next turn, so he needs an attachment on either one of the Ralts or the Mew. Now, he doesn't know what version Harrison's playing yet, so it could be the Fusion Mew, or it could be Judge Path, but passes the turn.
And we see a couple supporters in Zach's hand as well, so we were pretty ready for the next turn, and here comes Harrison. Ooh, starting us off with a Cram-O-Matic. That never feels good, so... This card just says, discard an item and flip a coin.
Oh, that's a heads.
Wow, and he
I know he already has a VIP pass in hand, too.
So this is actually pretty broken. Cram-O-Matic does just say pitch an item and then flip a coin. If heads, you get to search your deck for any card. So right now we are searching for, I would imagine, either a Mew piece or another VIP pass, so we can just start pumping out that board.
Yeah, it's probably got to be VIP pass, unless Harrison doesn't feel like his hand is very strong. May go with a Judge, but I think it's going to be VIP pass. Doing a quick prize check to see which Pokemon and maybe potentially energies are prized, because that's kind of big in a deck like this.
Oh, and then looking at Zach's hand for a second there, we do see the Rare Candy and the Gardevoir EX. I've heard, though, that typically you don't want to evolve into EX immediately. You want to have Curlias in play first, or how does this deck work for someone like me that doesn't really hasn't really been playing much lately?
So Gardevoir is kind of cool to where you can go a lot of different routes. In the Mew matchup, you probably want to get a ton of refinements down just to then thin your deck. You need a lot of energies to one-shot a Mew VMAX. So you got to get the energies in the discard, just help set up Iono-proof, Judge-proof. Maybe have to get out of Path at some point. But right now, I don't know if I'd Candy to Guardian. I mean, you might just have to. Depending on Harrison's board setup, though, I do see Zach has an Avery in hand. May try and go with that. There's the first VIP pass from Harrison.
Oh, and this could be very punishing for Harrison as well if...
New sleeves.
Yeah, new sleeves. New sleeve hype. This could be very punishing for Harrison if he decides to fill up his bench with all these other Pokemon. And he does have this Genesect in play right now. Oh, okay, yeah. So there's that Excelgor you were talking about.
There's the Shelmet hitting the board, where it's not necessarily for this matchup. It's a good one-prize attacker, but it's more for the new Dark-type decks that come out in the last 2 sets that have been Grass Week that hit pretty hard against Mew VMAX.
Ooh, so we like this Excelgor against Roaring Moon, I would imagine?
Oh, yeah. Roaring Moon and Charizard are the big 2.
Let me get... Sorry, chat. We're also going to be downloading cards while we do this, too. You know how these streams go, guys.
Yeah, it's all good, though. So, Harrison, a couple cards flying around. Got to make sure that we get them all shuffled up. I'm not quite sure if Harrison has a Judge in hand yet. I know that may be useful against a deck like Guardy that prefers like having a big hand to Iono and just like evolve a bunch. Let's see. I see a Tablet. I see an Excelgor. I see a Boss and a Silene. Silene means no Judge. There's 1 heads. And that's all he needs. Probably going to get another VIP pass to fully set up the board.
Ooh, or... Okay, he's deciding on the Cram-O-Matic, too, because the decision... Okay, so we're going to put back the Silene, because Cram-O-Matic, that could cycle another card out of our hand, making us draw more off of Genesect. But some of these cards in here, it doesn't look like we want to discard. Like, we see that... Ooh, so, yeah, there's that
too.
VIP that we guaranteed. And then I think I saw a VMAX as a second card.
Yeah, I think it was a VMAX. Probably going to grab another Mew V here. Already having 3 Genesects and a Shelmet. Want to set up quite nice. Because potentially Guardy could go turn 2, Candy to Guardy EX, Boss only Mew V, and knock it out. And you just be behind from there. So got to set up having a chance to, no matter what, have a VMAX on the board potentially on the next turn.
And it looks like we've only used 1 Fusion Strike system so far. We still have 2 more available to us, and looks like Harrison going through that deck right now, checking out what his options are here, and it looks like the Mew was the option, like you were saying, Mike, and now we have a full bench of Fusion Strike Pokemon ready to draw some cards.
Yeah. Now, I'm curious to see if Harrison draws into the path. Will he play it? I think he may, but it really depends on what the rest of Harrison's hand looks like. Fusion Strike system for 2, I believe, coming out.
Yeah, Harrison would have to have, I would imagine, he would need to have, like, just the setup in hand ready to go if he does hit the path. Like, he would need an energy for the next turn. Basically make his hand autopilot where he doesn't need to draw cards.
I see Featherball, Judge, I believe, were the 2 cards drawn, so not necessarily anything for this turn. Could Featherball fail because you already have the VMAX in hand? What could be really strong in this turn as well is potentially an Escape Rope. Escape Rope forcing up a Ralts, making so that Zach has to have the Mirage Step Curly in an energy already in hand. And all he played was a VIP pass. He didn't do anything else. No ninja was grabbed, so Harrison can probably assume that it's prized. So it may not even be worth the play path. Oh, there's a path bump if he did. Definitely curious to see the order that Zach chooses. Flips that Avery to the front. Definitely eyeing it up.
Yeah, and good thing we didn't play that path either because we do just have follow-up stadium.
So there is the Candy Guardy.
And then the Kirlia coming out with that Mirage Step.
No, that's the Refinement one, actually.
Oh, okay, yes. So Kirlia, there's 2 Kirlias, chat. And this Kirlia has an ability that you guys all know oh so well that I don't even need to say it, but I'm going to save it anyways and show you all.
Plays the Collapse down. Harrison gets rid of a Mew and then Research.
But yeah, this Kirlia is huge, chat. So in a deck that requires a lot of setup, why not have a Pokemon that does exactly what Zoroark GX did back in the day? Refinement, pitch a card from hand to draw 2. But it's on the Kirlia, so it's very frail and leads to you having to make your board kind of wonky where like you'll leave one Kirlia up the whole time. You won't exactly evolve it into a Gardevoir until you know you really gotta.
Iona proof.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I did see that. I don't believe Zach drew an energy off of that Research. Level Ball probably going to target down a Ralts. If the 4th Ralts isn't present and he drew one, okay. So that may be an indicator that he either drew double Ralts or one's prized. No, Heavy Ball may be coming back in Zach's mind at the moment, but I'm not sure Gardevoir really plays Heavy Ball all that often.
Now, that's a curious thought. I feel like you'd want to play Heavy Ball in a deck like this, right? Because you have so many moving parts that you need. Yo, what is up, Chris Mack? Good to see you, bro.
Let's go, Mac. Fog Crystal. I'm going to find an energy. I'm not sure that Refinement Curly has been used yet. I think it just got turned a little bit. I don't remember anything getting... Okay,
so
there's the Refinement. Finds 2 more energies, but...
Not what we need.
He could attack with Gardevoir EX this turn if he retreats the energy off of Mew and attaches to the Guardy. He can put 40 on himself, but he would be taking a 2-prize knockout and removing another Genesect off the board, which I think that is where he's looking to go.
So here's the plan, and we're going to do a big swing here, getting rid of one of these Genesects, moving Zach down 2 prizes, down to 4.
Needs to be a big turn for Harrison in this game. Okay, there's VMAX, there's a Selgor, there's a Judge in hand, there's a Tablet. A lot can happen on this turn still.
Yeah, with Mew, chat, anything's really possible. The deck literally just says draw anything you want at any given time. You just have to be lucky enough to hit the things you need.
Harrison trying to think if it's worth it to thin his hand now to draw, or if it's just going for a Tablet Judge to hopefully draw no more pieces. Maybe the Vacuum to get rid of the Stadium. But what would you vacuum? Maybe the Boss or the Vacuum? I'm not really quite sure. Okay, it looks like the Boss was chosen.
Yeah, Manny, that is actually correct.
Oh,
The
no,
phrase is bird.
Vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. Looks to play down the Tablet. Can draw 2 with Fusion Strike system. Still needs a lot on this turn. 4 Seal Stone could also be a pretty good draw for Harrison at any point on this turn. Debating if want to use the Fusion Strike system now or Judge. Really debating that Judge. Curious to see how he's going to go with this turn. Oh, bossing up the Refinement Curly. Okay, seeing that Zach didn't really, he played a Research, and then search more cards. And a lot of energies are on that Gardevoir at the moment. So there's another Shelmet.
There's a
Double
DTE.
Turbo.
So, I mean, it's a tale as old as time, Chad. You take out the engine of a car, it can't start, right? So getting rid of this Curlia is really good for Harrison because it's going to force Zach to either have another one or a supporter just to keep his hand healthy, because we do see a brick in his hand currently, and probably a lot of other cards that he doesn't need at this exact moment. Yeah, so we see what is that, another Curlia in his hand?
Yeah, another Curlia, I believe. 2 energies, and Iono. Cramming the Ultra Ball, definitely Tails. So now, because of the cram, may not be able to get another Mew V down this turn. So it could be a pretty big turn for Zach if he found some way to pick up a Zacian knockout on the only VMAX on the board. But would need a lot to have that happen. Alright, so evolution of the Ralts to the Refinement Curlia. Debating Ultra Balling away 2 Psychic Energy, it looks like, has a reversal in hand, but because of the evolution of Curlia, no Shining Arcana. Gardevoir will be hitting the board this turn.
And this routes here on the far right just came into play as well, right?
Yes, it just got played from hand. So
Ultra Ball, getting rid of 2 Psychics, make it so we have more just to pump out later on with Gardevoir X's ability. We see a Screamtail being added to the hand. Let's pull that guy up too.
Screamtail could be really huge right now if Zach found a way to get enough energies to potentially one-shot a Genesect on the board. Then all Zach would need is a boss at that point to win the game. Very cool plays with all the Paradox Rift cards already. Already seeing it going to work.
Yeah, we see Screamtail right here, y'all. For those of you at home that haven't seen this one yet, for a Psychic and a colorless, very low cost, Roaring Scream, this attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each damage counter on that Pokemon. That's absurd.
You can play Luxurious Cape with it too and do a ton more damage to close out the game. But it's like, I forget which older card it's like, but where you could take an extra prize if it got knocked out, but it gave it a ton more HP. It finds a level ball, probably going to go find a Curlia or... Curlia. The Mirage Step, though, so probably looking to not evolve that if possible. Probably looking to candy that Ralts that has the reversal to a Shining Arcana on the next turn. Water duplicates on a card is insane. Can't believe they did it again. Mysterious Tail comes from Zach. Finds an Ultra Ball and a Fog Crystal. Ooh, interesting. Goes with the Ultra Ball. I wonder if Zach has some more Psychic Energies in hand that can get discarded. There is the Psychic Embrace Retreat. So 20 goes on the Mew. Pushes back up the Gardevoir EX. And 190 to the active Mew VMAX.
So is the idea here we're going to do 190 and then trade it with the Screamtail on the following turn?
Probably either Screamtail. Zach actually has a couple options. Zach has Screamtail. Zach has the Shining Arcana Gardevoir. Or just the Gardevoir EX if it doesn't get knocked out. Evolves to the Acelgor. And Harrison does not play Manaphy, so that Screamtail can snipe it even while it's on the bench. Harrison debating, looks like a Rope, a Switch, a Path, and a VMAX in hand.
So we're aiming to do 150. It wouldn't, or you can't even swing with this guy yet, right? Because it needs a Grass and a DT.
Well, so the effect of the attack is if this Pokemon move from your bench to the active spot this turn.
Oh, it attacks for a Grass. Sorry,
Grass.
I didn't read the card chat. My bad. Reading is hard.
Zach BS on Twitter. So definitely interesting here. Sets up a lot of good math. That's the attack that Harrison used with Cross Fusion Strike to copy Ninja Tornado for the knockout on the Curlia on the last turn. Looks to use for 1 Fusion Strike system. It's a Boss's Orders. Boss's Orders. Harrison can boss a 1 prizer and knock it out. Potentially that Scream Tail, but if he doesn't find another Mew, he can go in with the Selgor, sure, but it's not going to swing an insane amount of damage. Boss is the Refinement.
Just keep taking out that draw.
He's got to chase it. Harrison can retreat. Nope, just draws one. I think that's fine. Iono. So
That'll
on
be
the
really
next
good for
turn
the follow-up,
can Path
yeah.
Iono. Now, no Mew V means that it's going to be a Selgor attacking next turn. Oh, a Selgor attacking this turn. Smart. And the Path still comes down this turn. Taking the knockout on the Refinement.
And evening them up to 4 and 4 on prizes.
No,
So,
I don't think Zach has a Stadium Bump in hand. I see Candy, Shining Arcana, Research, Energy, Ultra Ball, Mirage Step, Curlia.
So is he? I mean.
So if he evolves to the Curlia, he's not going to draw outside of that Research. If he chooses to evolve with Candy to Shining Arcana, can draw with the Shining Arcana, but there's a world to where he doesn't find a Path Bump, and that Gardevoir EX, if he doesn't find another Ralts, which I believe all the Ralts now are in the discard or on the board, then Harrison can target down the Guardy EX, and Zach would only have a Reversal Energy on the board.
Dude, Zach's prizes are actually just crazy right now. Like, this is...
Well, he took one of the Ralts off of the first two prizes, but never drew Radiant Greninja.
So we're searching out Manaphy here, but he opted to get rid of the Shining Arcana, and even though he had
Candy in
yeah,
hand.
Candy too, and I mean, like we all know too, chat, Path does not affect Pokemon that are without a rule box, so he could have drawn some cards off that, but instead we're gonna go for the Mirage. Maybe he's trying to find Super Rod or something, so we can put them back in the deck.
He lost a Rod on turn 1, so I wonder if the other Rod is prized, because I believe it's playing.
Yeah, he's playing two
Super
Rod.
Rod. So I wonder if doesn't look like found a counter Stadium, which could be worrisome. Finds Station, double counter catcher. So on the next turn, we can assume Harrison's going to be taking a knockout as he has 2 switching cards in hand. He has a switch and escape rope. That will allow counter catcher, which is one of the brand new cards that got reprinted in Paradox Rift. So took the knockout on the Selgor with the Guardy EX. Leaves the Guardy EX active. And promotes the Genesect. Harrison found a Heavy Ball. Any Pokemon home? There's a Genesect.
Ooh, there he is. A Fusion Strike Energy too?
Fusion Strike Energy, Level Ball, Hisuian Heavy Ball, and I missed the last one. I think it might have been a Cramomatic. Plays 1 Level Ball now to be able to search out the Shellmints on turn 1. Or just later in the game, and it's always a thinnable card.
So we're not playing we're playing Fusion Strike Energy, but we're not. Oh, only one. So what is the one for?
So the one is specifically for when you hit a Spiritomb deck that does not play Path to the Peak. Also allows it's just another Grass Energy at the end of the day. Also, it can be attached to a Mew V, so then you can either use a Grass or a DTE to use Psychic Leap. If it comes to that, hopefully it never does. Finds the Forest Seal Stone. Great, 2 of them. Interesting though. Is it worth playing now? I think attaching the Forest Seal Stone and using it for a Lost Vacuum to push for this knockout, depending on how many tablets are gone and in deck, could be really huge. Just Iono'd Zach down to 3, swinging 210 or 190 with Genesect's attack. 220, 250, 280. Needs 3 power tablets. If that's not in deck, I'm not sure I would bump the Path quite yet, but maybe putting it in hand would be pretty good. Checking the tablets now.
I don't think we haven't seen him play any though, right?
I think 1 was lost early potentially. Let's see, 4 lost vacuum for Harrison. So I know 2 are gone. Unless 2 are in the prizes, should have at least 1 available. Everything else is just... Oh, there is a Super Rod in this deck, too. Now. Definitely a very cool list.
This is definitely the League Challenge Mew VMAX list. Just have it all.
This was played at LAIC on stream.
Oh, that's what I love too,
there's
man.
the Psychic Leap.
Psychic Leap gonna put back that Mew VMAX, all that damage that was put onto that Mew is just gone,
Now
null and void.
This could be a little scary. One Mew V on the board, no other Mew V. If Zach just has a boss's orders, can knock out the Mew V on the board and just force Harrison find another Selgor if you want to put on pressure. If not, you're not attacking on the next turn, and Zach would go down to 1 prize. Has an Iono in hand, Level Ball, Candy, VIP Pass. Nothing else is playable. Got to try to find a Path Bump.
And we only have less than 10 minutes left in the round, too, so these players really got to figure it out
Vacuum.
here. Oh.
Vacuum and Luxurious Cape. So I wonder if that's enough energy to use Scream Tail to knock out the Mew V on the bench. If Zach has, I think it's 9.
Oh,
right?
is Zach already at 3
Tail.
prizes?
Zach is at 3 prizes as took out the Selgor on the last turn.
Yep. Sorry about that, chat.
So I think just would have access to 5 energies on the Scream Tail. Well, Scream Tail does for damage counters on it. So 4, that's not enough to knock out the Mew V on the bench. Zach would almost need to... I don't even know. It may not even be worth playing. There's the Arcana now. Finds Reversal and a Psychic Energy. But now the question is, the 2 cards in hand are Vacuum and Cape. What are you going to attach where? And now evolving into the Shining Arcana means if Harrison finds a knockout on the EX, the energies on the board, minus maybe 1 to 2 with the Arcana and attachment, is the energies on board.
Yo, what's up, Jared? We live, boy, at LAIC. Yo, thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you all are having a great time down there, and stay safe out there, too.
Jared, you went to LAIC? That's hype.
That's super hype. All the boys are at LAIC right now, man. Half of this, so the players you'll see featured today basically are like the 6 people that didn't go to LAIC. And Ginch is unfortunately one of them, too. That's why he's here casting with me.
Ooh, debating on the reversal. Yeah, unfortunately, I could not get off of work, but that is all good. I'm going to try to go to EUIC. Alright, so Lost Zone cards. Scream Tail coming active. 4 energies, it looks like. Would be doing 80 damage to something. Knocking out the Shellman to go down to 2 prizes to where a boss's orders could potentially close out the game. But no cards in hand when doing this play. It's
What's that tool called? Cape?
Luxurious Cape.
It's luxurious, chat. Oh my gosh, that is a luxurious cape.
It's insane in Guardy.
And let's get that on screen for you guys, because these new cards, they're pivotal, as we'll say, chat. Pivotal. If the Pokemon this card is attached to doesn't have a rule box, it gets plus 100 HP, and if it's knocked out by damage from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon, that player takes 1 more prize. This card's broken. What?
I believe the card back in the day was Expert Built that was a little bit similar to this.
Oh,
I want to
yeah,
say it did
yeah,
more
yeah.
damage and had more health, but you took an extra prize card. I want to say that was the 2010 format around then.
Why is there so many energies on this Scream Tail?
It's going to do... Shelmet has, I believe, 50 HP, so it has to have the damage counters on him. That's 120. Has to knock out the Shelmet here, I think, to even if the probably tried in any sort of way. Damage is the Mew V. So Zach's saying, alright, if you evolve that Mew V into VMAX and
It's
you don't
Jover.
get it off the board, it's over. You'd have to path again. And Harrison's down 2 or 3 paths already.
Michael should be on stream playing, but love the voiceover. Yeah, he's going to carry me tonight, chat. I need him.
I already have 6 finishes, and I would need a top 4 or better, so why not just hang with the boys, you know, just chill on the stream for a little bit. Evolving to Selgor, benching another Mew V. We'll be able to draw some cards here with Fusion Strike System. How much time's left?
There is 5 minutes left in this match.
Oh, I see right there. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, so I mean, Harrison's now officially on a clock. He needs. I mean, it's like we can't even evolve this Mewtwo right now, right? Because if he does, that just forfeits the match. We have to deal with Screamtail. We have to deal with Screamtail. That's the biggest thing here. And Screamtail, there's only one of it in the deck, and that one of those Super Rods is already gone.
Has to find a way to retreat too to be able to attack with a Selgor. Double VMAX off of the Fusion Strike system, I believe. Ooh, there's a Judge in hand. I think it's time to play the Judge. If you play the Judge, you can still draw 2 cards off the Fusion Strike system no matter what. Which Harrison has a Grass Energy in hand, I believe, so I think is debating on attaching it and just banking on hitting one of the switching cards. See you flip to the front. Has to do with Screamtail this turn. If you don't, evolves to the VMAX, has to go for the Psychically play this turn. So I think the combo that Harrison has to find is Lost Vacuum, DTE, and a way to retreat the Selgor.
It's a lot to ask for off 4
cards.
cards.
A lot to ask for.
All right, it's the heart of the cards with Harry. Let's see.
Oh, Zach found Iono Ninja and another card, I believe. Harrison found another tablet for sure. I didn't really see. Guardi EX level Iono Greninja.
Oh, so that
Wait,
does
he have 4 cards in hand?
Yes.
Oh damn.
Why?
He has 3 prizes, right?
He judged him.
Oh, Judge.
Play Judge.
I thought he played
yeah.
Iono. I was like, oh damn.
You got Judge. We're good. We're good. We're good. For now. Until Harrison's like, second supporter. Ah.
Boss. Finds a path though. For some reason in my head I was like, oh, 4 to 3, definitely.
Oh,
Iono.
yeah.
Can't retreat. Have to hope that Zach can't find a way to get more damage counters on this Screamtail.
So there's the swing.
Oh,
Or that's just a pass, right?
Just a pass.
Yeah, because he can't swing.
Level ball to shuffle up the cards on the bottom. And thin.
Is this famous last words, chat?
Has to find Mew. There's a couple cards that Zach can find. Iono first. Okay.
So there's path in play still too. We're gonna get Zach up to 3 cards, Harry up to 4. I mean, yeah, it looks like he's.
Harrison didn't realize that he was playing the Iono. He just saw him. He's like, all right, I'm hand shuffling 2. 1, 2, 3. No path bump. Arcana into no path bump. Screamtail may just snipe the Mew VMAX a little bit. Also curious how many double turbos Harrison may have left.
And we have 2 minutes left in this match too. So as you all can see, Gardevoir is quite the grindy deck, and there's just lots of decisions to be made and a lot of ways that you have to play around it too, chat.
Definitely debating. Is it even... It got to swing with Screamtail in some way. Maybe putting damage on the other Mew V would be interesting here. 1:27 though. Have to make a decision. Knocks out the Selgor. Okay. Now you still just win off a boss. Harrison draws. Still under path. I see a Cram, a Rope, a Palpad, a Nest Ball, and a VMAX. Palpad. Double boss. So, curious which play Harrison's gonna try to go for here.
Crammy into
A heads.
heads.
You reach for the deck. What can I say? Anytime you reach for the deck when you're playing Cram,
Right, you always hit heads.
plus 25% ratio, it's fine.
Your luck factor just goes up by a whole 100%.
I made so many players mad before because I do that. I did that with Pokemon Catcher too. I'd flip it and I'd just be like Mewtwo, and then it would land heads. I've had a couple opponents not very happy with me.
You gotta wait for the dice to resolve first, bud. You can't just start assuming. Judge, he assumed even though he got it?
Oh, there was one where I did it, and I did it as the dice landed, but it was with Cram, so I just picked up my deck and started going, and it was like late in day 2 of Baltimore, and I was like, oh, they definitely could have just like said I grabbed it
Destroyed.
first. But
All right, they just
They
called
didn't.
time.
All right, so Harrison is turn 0.
So Harry at turn 0. Looks like we're using that.
Goes down to 2 prizes because of the luxurious cape. So now Zach has to find a way to get that Gardevoir EX off the board.
Oh, the cape says they take another
Yeah.
Ooh, that's crazy, Chad. That is absolutely bananas. Bananas.
Guardy Arcana goes forward. Still no path bump that I see in hand, but has Shining Arcana as an ability. There's not a path bump in deck. There's a boss's orders that can be used. Counter Catcher is not live. Hasn't been live the whole game.
Oh, and we got a juicy 2 prizer right there, too.
Already damaged Gardevoir EX. That's prime Technoblast range right there. I wonder if Zach has to try to... Well, Zach's down to 2 prizes. He wins off a boss. Or no, because they're tied on prizes. Reversal's not...
Yeah, bro. I think it's Jover. I think Harry got him, bro.
As long as Harrison... He's going to try to boss stall, because he has to go for at least some sort of point for the match. Has to Arcana into the boss's orders. To boss orders a Genesect, and I hope that Harrison cannot retreat it. And... I don't know, that's...
Yo, what's up, Luna? Welcome, welcome.
Let's see, the cut of the century. Nope, biggest tap.
Biggest tap ever. Does Zach find the out here? I don't think we... Like, this is turn
Counting
1.
the cards. Turn 1. Harrison just palpated back in 2 bosses' orders. Arcana.
Energy!
No! Finds the energy, but energy's not going to be... Actually, no, that's curious. So Zach's turn 1. If Harrison does not find a boss's orders, Zach can attach the energy to the Gardevoir EX now. Research. Oh, well, I wonder if he's going to deck out with research.
He would 100% deck with research, right? Yeah, because, like...
Well, so he has one more turn. If he could even leave 1 card in deck and research, he'd guarantee boss. But if he would deck out, he cannot play the research. May just hope on... Oh, well, Counter Catcher will be live if Harrison decides to take a knockout. Harrison needing to find boss's
And
orders,
Zach just passed. Zach just passed. So we're on turn 2.
So Harrison needs 1 power tablet and a boss's orders to knock out the Gardevoir EX. I have not seen a path bump slam down yet. Alright, let's see a VIP pass in hand. A cram.
Jeez, let's go, Reed.
Oh, reach for the deck, Harrison, for the one time.
He gets it again, dude. American Sniper. This guy's crazy.
Has to go for a path bump, though, unfortunately. Because as long as there's a vacuum in deck, Harrison has to draw the 2-card combo. Because he doesn't have one of the 2 cards in hand yet. Okay, there is a vacuum. So there is a world. As long as there's a tablet, we know there's bosses. There's a tablet, too, I see. Definitely needs to go for Lost Vacuum, I think. Yep. We see 2 tablets, I believe. Also needs to find boss's orders, which we know 2 got shuffled back in.
Oh, Miguel has joined the
table.
frame. He is saying, you guys are the last match. Come on.
All right. Heavy ball and rope. I think you play the rope first and vacuum the heavy ball because you know there's no more basics in the prizes, so that's just a free card you can get rid of.
So there's the ropey. Miguel, best judge. Facts. 100%.
Big facts. He's judging the Cup in Melbourne tomorrow.
Unless Bobby Clark is watching,
Or
Miguel's best judge. Bumping his own path. Here we go.
Okay. Big Fusion Strike systems here for 5 cards. Needs Boss Tablet. None of those are Boss Tablets, but I see 2 thinnable cards. I see a double turbo and a raw that can get played, or a grass energy, but I just feel like the double turbo will be played. I mean, you have to play it, I think. If there's a Genesect, oh yeah, there it is. Let's see the Super Rod back in the Genesect to try to give yourself more chances to draw the rest of your deck. That deck is super thin.
Yeah, there's no way Harry doesn't hit it here, right, chat? Like, it just comes down to percentages. So
I think it depends on what Harrison draws. If he can spin 2 cards out of his hand or not every turn.
he's got a big old VIP brick in his hand, dude.
VIP and a grass energy.
So 2, we see a boss.
An Ultra Ball, is that what I see too? Okay, can thin every card but 1 in the hand and play the boss's orders. Debating on which one, I don't think it matters at that point. Oh, and can find the Genesect, he just super odded in to draw 1 more card. I think he just said that I can draw all of them. He bosses
so there's the
Guardy,
boss.
and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's the tablet. Wow.
Right there, Harrison Levin taking the W in round 1 of today's League Challenge, guys. So played all of his outs, guys. That was absolutely insane.
That was a really good match between both players. They both played really well, given the circumstances of both their draws and their prizes.
And guys, with that, we're going to take a quick break because round 2 is going to start almost instantly due to this. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with round 2 of today's League Challenge. Get yourself a cup of water. Stay